Hello warriors, I'm Dr. Akerkar and welcome to this episode of Stand for AS videos. In last two videos, we discussed about fibromyalgia and how it causes chronic pain. This week, we are going to discuss the treatment of fibromyalgia. Treatment of fibromyalgia is much more than just medications. A lot of lifestyle changes, exercises are all a part and parcel of fibromyalgia treatment. You can definitely conquer fibromyalgia, and we would be discussing a lot of day-to-day tricks to take care of the fibromyalgia fatigue, sleep disturbances associated with fibromyalgia. Do watch this video right till the end so that you don't miss out on any of those tips. Let's have a look. We discuss the treatment of fibromyalgia. Let us first understand the cause of chronic pain in fibromyalgia. We have discussed this in detail in the previous video. Do have a look at the video if you have not seen it as yet. Fibromyalgia is associated with central sensitization and amplification of signals. Now, what does this really mean? Let us understand with an example. Suppose this is my finger. Somebody pinches me here. This pinching would initiate a signal in the nerves here. This signal would be carried in the nerves to the spinal cord and from there to the brain. Once the brain receives this signal, I would perceive the pinching pain. This is the normal mechanism of pain in any individual. What does happen in fibromyalgia? Again, let us understand with the same example. Suppose there is nobody pinching me here, and if the sensory signal is generated in the nerve without somebody pinching, a similar signal would be generated and carried to the brain, and I would perceive the pain without somebody pinching me there. So, this is exactly what happens in fibromyalgia. Secondly, suppose my hand brushes against a table, a very small intensity of signal is generated. The same signal is generated here. From here, it goes to the spinal cord and to the brain. It is such a small intensity signal that the brain tends to ignore this. This is how we ignore many minor stimuli in day to day activities. However, what happens in fibromyalgia is these signals get amplified. So, very low intensity stimuli that are generally ignored by the brain, when they are generated and carried from the periphery to the brain, they get amplified, and then even those minor stimuli start causing pain. They become painful. So, if my hand brushes against the table, even that could cause a lot of pain. A little bit of loud noise, breeze, air from a fan, all these things which generally would not cause pain, even they start becoming painful. This is the amplification of sensory signals that happens in fibromyalgia. As I said, there are a lot of wrong signals that are generated or signals that are amplified in fibromyalgia. So we have multiple medicines to modify these signals. These are the various medications that are available for treatment of fibromyalgia: duloxetine, pregabalin, milnacipran, tricyclic antidepressants, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors. So these are the various medicines that are used. Beware when these medicines are prescribed to you, when you're using them, you may have your friends, relatives, the chemist saying that these are medicines used for depression. Why are you taking medicines for depression? Mind you, these medicines are used for multiple other conditions like depression, but in your case, they are specifically being used for fibromyalgia. Don't get hassled if somebody says that why are you taking depression medicines. There are many studies that have shown that if we treat fibromyalgia with medications alone, probably only 40% patients of fibromyalgia will find relief. So that also means that there is much more to treatment of fibromyalgia than medications alone. Let us have a look at the other things that work in fibromyalgia. Apart from medication, one of the most important thing that works in fibromyalgia to take care of the chronic pain, sleep disturbances is exercise. This is easier said than done. A fibromyalgia warrior, once the exercises are started, often there is so much of pain on starting the exercises that exercises cannot be continued to begin with. So, what can be done to ensure that exercises do not cause too much of pain so that we can continue exercises in the long run, particularly for fibromyalgia? One of the most important things is one should see a physiotherapist before starting exercise schedule. We have seen in the previous video that a fibromyalgia warrior often has trigger points, taut muscles. These need to be treated prior to starting exercise schedule because otherwise trigger points, taut muscles will cause so much of pain that the exercises cannot be continued. Second thing is a fibromyalgia warrior should understand his or her optimum hours of functioning and the exercises should be planned during these hours. Suppose evening 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock is a painful time, is a time when there is a lot of fatigue, and if we start exercises during that time, that may not really work in the long run. So, one has to understand the optimum hours of functioning and then plan exercises during these hours. Exercises should not be started full fledged on day one, they should be started and the exercise intensity should be increased slowly in a stepwise fashion. So if you have to start walking, maybe start just with 10 minutes, continue 10 minutes daily for 7 to 10 days. Once you are comfortable, then increase to 15 minutes. 7 to 10 days comfortable, then increase to 20 minutes. So this has to be increased gradually over a period of time, and one should not start it full fledged on day one to avoid exacerbation of pain. You can always be a part of a group rather than doing it alone. Believe me, exercises in a group, you will be able to sustain it much longer because of the group rather than doing it alone. Avoid exercise programs that involve complex dance routines. Avoid jarring movements and avoid any postures that perpetuate pain. This is different for different individuals, and you have to decide, you have to understand which movement, which posture perpetuates pain in your case. If you experience giddiness while exercising, do consult your rheumatologist. Autonomic system disturbances are common with fibromyalgia and they can cause giddiness while exercising. So, you should be consulting your rheumatologist if you experience that. Last but not the least, celebrate your success. You will need a constant motivation to keep you on the track. Stress management, very important as far as fibromyalgia is concerned. Stress is a potent trigger of fibromyalgia pain. Do learn mindfulness and meditation techniques to take care of the stress. As we have seen in detail in the previous videos, sleep is a major issue in fibromyalgia. Sleep disturbances are very common. How to take care of this is something with sleep hygiene. What do we mean by sleep hygiene? One, you should have a regular sleep pattern. Attend sleep at the same time, rise at the same time. Don't sleep more even if fatigued. Associate bed only with sleep. Avoid reading, eating, watching TV in bed. Attempt to raise the body temperature before sleeping by using a warm bath or blanket. Keep the room dark, switch off the TV, all illuminated displays in the bedroom. Avoid smoking, coffee before sleeping, and finish all your work and relax before sleeping. There are quite a few warriors who have so many things going on in their mind when they go to sleep. What is to be done tomorrow, what is to be achieved for the day, what all work is remaining. It's always better to write all this down, finish it off, and then go to sleep. Relax before sleeping. One more skill that helps take care of fibromyalgia is learning how to pace your activities. Physical overexertion and consequent exacerbation of pain is quite common. You should learn to plan your daily activities, and for this, you have to take into consideration your fatigue and pain levels. So, taking into consideration the times when your fatigue is high, the times when your pain is high, you can plan your day accordingly. Plan a day either the prior evening or early in the morning so that you can pace your activities throughout the day. There should not be too much of work in the morning or afternoon or evening. You can space it out throughout the day. As I said, taking into consideration your fatigue and pain levels so that the entire work gets done without exacerbation of pain. Diet. There is no conclusive study to show that fibromyalgia improves with a specific diet. Every warrior has his or her own triggers. So if you have noticed any triggers in your case, try and avoid them. Aspartame and monosodium glutamate found in meat and food additives have been shown to increase fibromyalgia symptoms in a few studies, so you can avoid them. The other things that work in fibromyalgia, weight reduction definitely helps. Smoking, quit smoking does help. Identify triggers. Every fibromyalgia warrior would have his or her own triggers of pain. Try, identify them and avoid them. Massage, acupuncture, yoga definitely helps. You can go ahead with all these. Last but not the least, keep a fibromyalgia symptom diary. What do we do in this? Suppose I say fatigue, you can keep a diary for 1 week. Throughout the day, keep tracking your fatigue. You chart your fatigue from 0 to 10. So, suppose you start at 8 o'clock. What is your fatigue level from 8 to 10? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So, keep tracking the fatigue every day throughout the day for a week. So, how is this charting going to be useful? If you have noticed that your fatigue is minimum from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning, so that is the time when you can plan most important activities of the day. If your charting shows that your fatigue is maximum between 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you can always plan a small nap, a 15-20 minutes nap at 1 o'clock to take care of this fatigue. The same way, you can also chart your sleep. Take a look at your triggering factors, factors that worsen sleep, factors that affect your sleep, and plan your sleep accordingly. Thank you, warriors, for joining us for this episode of Stand for AS videos. I'm sure you must be clear about the concept of fibromyalgia and how it is to be managed. And I'm also sure that you would be confident that you can conquer fibromyalgia as well. Let us meet next week with another episode of Stand for AS videos. Till then, keep smiling. Thank you.